Please watch LEGO Monkie Kid. You see, normally I open my videos by explaining how I came across the piece of media I'm talking about, but not today, because I need to spread the good word of LEGO Monkie Kid. And trust me when I say, you will be glad I did. Because LEGO Monkie Kid is peak. And I'm not kidding, I feel like I need to explain myself because some of you might not believe me when I say that this baby show for children is amazing. But okay, let me set the scene on how I found the show and why I fell in love with it. A while back, I made this channel you're on right now to talk about the stuff I really like but don't have anyone to talk to. And someone in the comments of one of my videos told me that I should watch the show called LEGO Monkie Kid. And I thought to myself, LEGO Monkie Kid? That sounds kinda stupid. I don't think I'll watch that. What the fuck? Now that sounds like a joke, but no. I actually said those exact words out loud while watching the first few minutes of episode 1. I was sitting in front of my screen, laughing hysterically because of how insanely good the action and animation was. Now, here's the thing. I had heard of LMK before, but I assumed it was going to be kind of like LEGO Ninjago, so I wasn't really interested. While I like Ninjago, I personally enjoy the LEGO movies a lot more because the shows never really have the time or money to go absolutely bonkers the way the movies do. So I kinda forgot about it and went on with my life. But a few days ago, I was reminded of it again and decided, hey, I might as well give it a shot. And now I have been converted to the LMK religion and am tasked with spreading his good name. No, but seriously, I did not expect to like the show this much. But okay, for those of you unfamiliar, let me give you a quick rundown about what the show is about. We have our main character, MK, who is a massive Monkey King fanboy, and by pure coincidence comes across some people trying to steal Sun Wukong's staff while he is out on a noodle delivery. He is then deemed worthy by the staff and is able to wield it, and because of that, he gains all of Monkey King's abilities. But the people who tried to steal the staff end up freeing a giant demon that the staff had been sealing away for the last 1,000 years. So, being justifiably freaked out, MK and his friends go to return the staff to Sun Wukong so that he can stop the demon. But when MK gets there, Sun Wukong tells him that he kinda wanted MK to get the staff, because he wants MK to be his successor. The next Monkey King. MK then uses his new Monkey King powers to defeat the giant demon and save the day. And from there, the story continues with MK learning to use his newfound abilities, being trained by Monkey King, goofing off with his friends, and fighting bad guys. Now, that sounds pretty basic. And for the most part, you'd be right. But honestly, this story can get pretty emotional at times, and genuinely interesting at others. There are plot lines that are built up over multiple seasons, and they are just really satisfying to see unfold. And each main cast member gets episodes that flesh out who they are as people. One of my favorites early on is Sandy. Just a simple glimpse into his past is enough to tell you everything you need to know about why he is the way that he is. The show trusts that we, as viewers, are smart enough to understand what it's trying to tell us without over-explaining everything. So while it starts out as a goofy, wacky show, there's actually a really interesting story underneath it. And the two complement each other in the best possible way, and that's what surprised me the most. For a show that was mainly made to sell toys, like every other LEGO property, this one goes above and beyond to tell a really satisfying and coherent story. Every episode I watched just made me love it more and more. And the show is not even that long. There are 5 seasons and 10 episodes per season. There are also a few specials that are plot relevant, so you should watch them. But you can honestly watch this show in like a day or two if you really wanted to. And once you start watching, trust me when I say you're going to have a hard time putting it down. This show has no business going as hard as it does. It genuinely feels like the people making it put everything they had and more into crafting this property. Because the amount of love put into this show shines through in every aspect. I mean, you have Sean Schemmel, I think that's how you pronounce that, the voice actor of Goku, playing Sun Wukong. Like, come on, can you think of a better person to voice him than Goku? The character, whose entire existence is based on Sun Wukong, tiny little details like that show you how much they cared. Everything in this show is honestly a 10 out of 10 for me. The music, the comedy, the action, the animation. Oh boy, the animation. I adore the art style of this show. Not only does it feel really fluid and alive, but I've also never really seen an animated show quite like this before. It's based on LEGO, so all of the characters are supposed to be toys. But honestly, I forgot they were meant to be LEGO most of the time until I saw their weird claw hands. Then I remembered, oh yeah, they're they're toys. They're so expressive and fluid, you forget they're supposed to be just toys. Most other LEGO media, like the LEGO movies, while still being good, never quite reach that point because of the LEGO limitation. You're always aware that what you're watching are toys. But since this show is 2D, it gets away with so much more than the CGI movies and shows ever could. Most cartoons these days look very similar in terms of design and animation. Gravity Falls, one of my favorite cartoons ever, has a very basic art style, and the animation never really feel like it stretches the budget too far. And a lot of shows after Gravity Falls kind of went down that same direction visually. And I'm not saying that's bad, I love a lot of those shows with all of my heart. But with LMK, every episode has a moment where I forget I'm watching a TV show and not a feature-length movie. Because the animation is just that good. The animators really knocked it out of the park with this property. Because this is probably some of the best 2D animation I have seen in years. I would honestly love to know more about the behind the scenes of this show, because it would be really interesting for me to see how it came to be just as amazing as it is. Because as the show goes on, it just keeps getting better and better. I saw online that some people didn't like season 1 that much, and I was confused because I thought it was amazing. But as I kept watching, I realized the only reason people feel that way is because every season after it is like twice as good as the previous one. Season 1 is still amazing, but it just gets overshadowed by the rest of the show. LMK is amazing. However, there is something I neglected to talk about, and it's probably the biggest issue surrounding the show. And funnily enough, it has nothing to do with the show itself. The more I watched it, the more I started wondering, why is this show not a big deal? Why does almost nobody talk about it? Because this show deserves to be talked about. In my opinion, it's better than any other LEGO media by a landslide. And when I started looking into it, I realized something. This show is really difficult to watch. As in, difficult to actually find. A lot of people straight up don't know it exists, and a lot of people who knows it exists can't find a proper place to watch it. And I was one of them. I spent like 5 hours trying to find a place where I could watch it, because while it has 5 seasons, most places only have up until season 2, and the rest just isn't there. And from what I could tell, the reason for this is that the show was mainly marketed towards Chinese audiences, with the rest of the world being kind of an afterthought. Which is honestly really sad. I genuinely believe that if this show was better marketed and easier to access, it would be a worldwide sensation. But hey, there are always other ways to watch the show, if you catch my drift. But jokes aside, that's one of the main reasons piracy exists. When someone wants a product, but a company makes it nearly impossible to get, people turn to piracy. Not because they don't want to pay, but because it's easier. But that's a whole other discussion. What I want to do is ask this. If you're watching this video and you've seen the show, where did you watch it? And if somebody watching this video is interested in checking it out, maybe leave a comment asking where to find it, so that we, as members of the LMK religion, can spread his good name to those unfamiliar. Seriously, I would love if we could help each other out, because that would be awesome. And that is one of the main reasons I wanted to make this video. Yeah, the obvious reason is I just wanted to talk about how much I adore this show and everything in it. But also, this show deserves way more eyes on it than it has. Yeah, it does have its core fan base online from what I've seen. But I don't think I've ever seen a property be this good, be this neglected by a company before. And that really upsets me, especially thinking of all the people who would absolutely adore this show like me, but have just never heard of it. So even if one person watches this video and decides to check it out, then yeah, I'll consider my job fulfilled. But hey, even if after all of that you're still not convinced, just do me one favor. Watch one episode. 11 minutes, that's all I'm asking. Because if instead of just listening to some random person online, you should form your own opinion of the show. Just because me and a lot of other people like it doesn't mean everyone will. But hey, who knows? Maybe you will. And if all that stands between you and a genuinely great show like this is just 11 minutes, why not give it a try? But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say in regards to LEGO Monkie King. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and have a wonderful rest of your day.